I sold my architecture firm for $2.3 million, but my husband told me to pretend we were broke in front of our families. Within just 10 hours, his stepmother threw us out of her party, my sister pulled back from her wedding plans, then my husband smiled and said, "Now show them the real wire transfer. Just one day. Just for one day act like we've lost everything," my husband Ethan said, leaning against the kitchen counter. "Tell your family you sold your architecture firm, the investment went bad and now we have nothing left." I set my coffee mug down and stared at him. "Are you kidding me?" He didn't laugh. "I'm serious, Claire," I said. "I literally just sold my architecture firm for $2.3 million. 3 years of sleepless nights, working 7 days a week, flights from Ohio to Chicago, clients, lawsuits, payroll headaches. And you want me to lie to my family?" He nodded. "Just one dinner. My stepmother Carol's anniversary party. Your parents, your sister, everyone will be there. I want to see something." I crossed my arms. "See what?" He looked at me and said, "Who stays with us when they think we have nothing?" I rolled my eyes. This sounds like some weird Netflix experiment. Trust me. At the time I honestly thought he'd lost his mind. But Ethan wasn't the type of guy who did random things. He always moved with a plan. He was quiet. Extremely quiet. And whenever he got stubborn about something, there was usually a reason behind it. So the next day I called my mom. "Mom, something might have gone wrong." Silence. "What do you mean?" I lied. After the firm sale there were some investment problems. Ethan moved some money around, and things aren't looking good. "How bad?" I took a breath. "Really bad." 30 minutes later our family group chat looked like it had exploded. My sister Jenna wrote, "What? Then? Claire, are you serious? Then? You guys lost all the money?" A minute later my mom sent me a private message. "Don't tell Carol yet." But obviously Carol found out. Ethan's stepmother was one of those women who turned every family dinner into a competition. Big house. Luxury SUVs in the driveway. Designer clothes every single time. And if I was being honest, she never really liked me. Because I made money. I remember something she said the previous Thanksgiving. "Wow, Claire, you're lucky." I laughed. "Lucky?" She smiled. "Some women get a good husband. Some women get a great career. You got both." I said, "I work 14 hours a day." She smiled again. Still. Back then it felt strange. Now it felt a lot stranger. We arrived at Carol's house and within 10 minutes things started changing. Huge backyard. String lights hanging everywhere. The smell of burgers and grilled chicken in the air. People standing around with wine glasses. The second we walked in, Carol came over. She hugged Ethan first. Me. But half a second later her expression changed. "I heard," she said quietly. I looked down. "Yeah." She pressed her lips together. "Oh wow." Then silence. Just silence. 5 minutes later Jenna walked over. "Did you really lose everything?" I shrugged. "Maybe." She stared at me. "Claire, my wedding is next month." I looked at her. "So?" She hesitated. "I've been thinking, maybe you shouldn't be a bridesmaid anymore." I stared at her. "What?" "Don't take it personally. I just think the vibe would change." I laughed. Actually laughed. "Vibe?" She looked away. "You know what I mean." I said, "No. Actually I don't." Silence. 10 minutes later Carol came back. This time with her husband. She looked uncomfortable. "Claire, Ethan, maybe it'd be better if you guys headed home tonight." I looked at her. "What?" "The family mood is a little complicated tonight." I stared. "We're not family," she immediately said. I didn't say that. Ethan stood there quietly. Very quietly. Then Carol lowered her voice. "And honestly, people get uncomfortable." I stared at her. "Uncomfortable with what?" "Poor people." She immediately said. "Claire, don't do that." Then she pointed toward the door. "I think you guys should leave." She didn't physically shove us out. But the message was clear. By the time we got to the driveway I was shaking. Not from sadness. From anger. "You happy?" I asked as I got into the car. Ethan buckled his seatbelt. Silent. I looked at him. "So your little experiment worked?" Silence. Kept going. My own sister pushed me out of her wedding. Your stepmother kicked us out of her house. Then he looked at me. And smiled. Tiny smile. Now show them the real wire transfer. I froze. What? He pulled out his phone. Opened his banking app. Turned the screen toward me. 2,300,000.00. Below it was the wire confirmation. But underneath that was something else. I narrowed my eyes. Jenna. I looked at him. What is this? Ethan let out a long breath. 6 months ago I started noticing something. I stayed quiet. Carol was obsessed with your success. Jenna too. Then he scrolled. Text screenshots. Claire has a lot of money. What does she ever do for family? Nothing. Then Jenna. I'm sure she'll give a huge wedding gift. Then, if she doesn't, honestly she's selfish. My stomach twisted. What the hell? Ethan looked at me. So I started testing people. Testing. I told different people different things. I stared at him. He continued. I told Carol maybe the firm's sale was delayed. I told Jenna maybe there were tax issues. I wanted to see where the information went. I sat there silently. Every single time it came back to the same 2 people. The next day I didn't say anything. I didn't call anyone. I just sent one wire transfer from my bank. $5,000. To Jenna. In the description I wrote. For wedding support. 5 minutes later my phone rang. Jenna. Claire, oh my God. I hung up. Then I got a text. You guys still had money? I never answered. Then Carol called. Then left a voicemail. Then another message. You misunderstood me. I ignored that too. That evening Ethan came home. I was sitting in the backyard. He sat next to me. For a while we just sat there. Quiet. Then he looked over. Regrets? No. Jenna. I shook my head. No. Carol. I laughed. Definitely not. I took a sip of my coffee. Then I said, you know what the funniest part was? He looked at me. I smiled. It only took 10 hours for everyone to expose themselves. He laughed. Today Jenna is married. We don't talk anymore. Carol still sends random holiday texts sometimes. I never answer. And last month I launched my new company. Because honestly, losing money isn't the worst thing that can happen. Losing the wrong people turns out to be a much better deal.